So there are a lot of people in the IBD community that are worried about or wondering what they are going to do about the immunosuppressant medication that they're taking.
Hey guys, don't forget to follow me on Instagram at HighCarbHealth, and also click on the green H so you get to see exactly what I eat and what I get up to every single day. Don't forget to also subscribe to our YouTube channel, and also please make sure you hit the bell icon so that you get all our notifications for our video uploads.
Hey guys, today I want to talk to you about what's happening in the world regarding this coronavirus issue, and specifically around IBD, because a lot of people with IBD are taking immunosuppressive medication, and this puts them at much higher risk of having an impact or being affected by coronavirus, obviously. So the first question many people are asking, especially at the moment, is should we stop our medication because it's affecting our immune or defense system, and that means that we are going to be at much greater risk of getting infected? Well, the short answer is no. I think realistically we should not panic, and we should be taking a holistic or overall look at this picture. If stopping our medication is going to make our symptoms worse in the short term, then that could put us in a much worse position straight away. So we should be thinking, well, maybe we don't need to get off our medication, but what are some things we can do? And these are kind of discussions we have with people that we're working with all the time. So there are things you can do. And, if you've been following us for a while and you've been seeing the kind of results we've been having with some of our clients, a lot of people that we work with have been on immunosuppressive medication at some point in time, and now they're no longer on that medication, which means that obviously they aren't putting their defense or immune systems at risk when it comes to these kind of situations. Now, with the way the world is today, with the population growing, with our consumption of animal products the way it is today, we are going to be at risk of these kind of things more and more in the future. So what I want to do quickly is just share with you a little bit about where coronavirus started from and where all of these kind of viral infections begin and how they can affect us.
The coronavirus is the latest disaster, but there have been many, many others. And let me point out one thing that's, I think, particularly important, and that's influenza. Flu season.
Right.
Who knew that flu came from birds? This diagram that I want to show, and forgive me for the people who are just listening to this, but you'll be able to see the live diagram. Back in 1918, the H1N1 influenza virus passed from ducks into humans. And so that virus killed millions upon millions of people. The 1918 flu was just legendary. But then it stayed dormant for a while. And then, as depicted in the New England Journal of Medicine, in 1957, a new virus, the H2N2, if I'm remembering right, yes, H2N2, combined with that original virus, and they got married, made a whole new baby virus that is novel and to which people were not immune. And so that ended up killing many more people. That was 1957. And then eventually people acquired immunity, and it became dormant for a while. 1968 comes back, the so-called Hong Kong flu. This virus that was then existing combined with a brand new virus and made yet another more virulent strain. So what we're seeing is going all the way back to 1918, the children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren of that virus are causing the influenzas today. Moral of the story, if we had not had these poultry farms, this would not have happened. What happens is a wild duck might settle down near a poultry farm where there's a huge number of animals and there are farm workers. And so they get exposed to this, the influenza virus will propagate, and then it passes from the farm workers into their contacts, and from there it just takes off.
So as we can see there from Dr. Neil Barnard, that the main cause or where all these viruses begin is from our use of animals and the fact that we are concentrating animals in such small environments and allowing for the spread of diseases such as corona. And as you can see, there's been many others just like it or in a similar vein. So I think just to get that understanding, and we can realize that first of all, if we can reduce our demand for those kind of products or foods, then that can have an impact on the way the world is straight away. But following that, we need to think about how we can reduce our reliance on immunosuppressive medication. And this is a much bigger issue, because if we can do that, and as you can see from the work we've done, a lot of people have been able to do that and get off their medications, then obviously subsequent versions or subsequent issues that we're going to have with viruses, etc., is going to cause us less issues if we're not compromised with these kind of medications. So the first thing I'd like to share with you is that if you want to get off medications, and I'll point to this case study done by Dr. Alan Desmond, where a man was able to come off his immunosuppressive medication on a plant-based diet, then there's so much research out there that shows us that by coming onto a plant-based diet, that we reduce our inflammation, that our gut microbiome gets better, that there's a huge amount of research out there now that a plant-based diet is the most beneficial type of diet, because the fiber in plants is what feeds our good bacteria, and the properties of plant-based diets, like the antioxidants and the polyphenols and the phytonutrients, are there to help us with inflammation as well. So there's huge benefits of going to a plant-based diet, and therefore by making a shift to a plant-based diet, you can start the process by which you can reduce your inflammation, you can start to improve your symptoms, and eventually have a chance to come off these medications, which I think everyone agrees would be a great solution. So what I want to share with you today is that maybe the coronavirus may flick a little switch, or just get something going in the mind to start you thinking of, well, I don't want to be on these medications for the rest of my life. And that's something we at High Carb Health, Shamiz and I, are both really keen to have this discussion, because, while there are some benefits short-term for medication, these medications long-term can have huge ramifications for health. And we don't even know what they do in the long run to our bodies. I mean, there's no long-term studies, 10, 20, 30 years long, that tells us what these medications are going to do to us if we get them pumped into our body for a long period of time. So first of all, I'd just like to share with you some information on how effective these medications are in the first place, because I want to start having this conversation. And, if you want to discuss this with us, please just start, asking us questions in the comment section below, because it's something that's really important to think about as our understanding of IBD gets better and better, and we can think about not having to rely on these medications for the rest of our lives. So how effective are these medications? I'd like to point you to a study done in 2011 where they looked at the effect of some of these immunosuppressive medications and their benefits, or how effective they were. So for example, if you look at azathioprine, over the course of a year, about 60% of people achieve remission. That means 40% of people are still struggling even after they're on these kind of medications. We can also look at a drug like methotrexate, and as we can see, approximately 30 to 60% failed to achieve remission on methotrexate. In terms of infliximab, adalimumab, and certolizumab, we see that remission rates are under 35%. So what's the answer if we can't achieve remission on some of these drugs? And the majority of people are not achieving remission on these drugs, as we can see by the research. Therefore, it's going to be more severe, and eventually having a part of your bowel removed. Again, something that ideally I would say all of us would want to avoid that. And therefore, if we can find a way, and we know that on a plant-based diet we can do it, we can come off these medications and live a healthy, medication and symptom-free life, then why not start looking into doing something like that to improve the condition of living that you have? So whether we are on immunosuppressive medication or not, doing things that are going to improve our defense or immune system is going to be really important, especially when you've got outbreaks like this going on. And so I want to point you to a few things you can do diet-wise, but also lifestyle-wise, that can help you improve the effectiveness of your defense or immune system. As you can see in this study, eating a low-fat plant-based diet can help give the immune system a boost because, as we can see, vegetarians have been shown to have more effective white blood cells when compared to non-vegetarians. And that's due to a high intake of vitamins and a low intake of fat. And eating a low-fat diet, as you can see in this study, can also be protective, especially if studies have shown limiting fat can improve immune defenses. Oil is also something you hear us talking about a lot. Well, most people don't realize that oil can impair the function of your white blood cells, and high-fat diets have been shown to negatively impact the microbiome, which is also a huge part of our defense or immune system. And therefore, the higher in fat our diet is, the more we're going to affect our ability or the defense system's ability to function properly. The other benefit of a plant-based diet, and especially the type of diet we recommend, which is high in fruits, is that it's very, very nutrient dense. And this has a huge amount of benefits. For example, vitamin C, beta-carotene, and vitamin E have been shown to enhance the function of the defense or immune system. And because many vegetables, fruits, and other plant-based foods are rich in antioxidants, they help reduce oxidative stress. And this is going to create the right type of environment for our body to work as effectively as it can. And the last little tip I'd give you about immunodefense function is that we want to be looking at the amount that we sleep. When our body is properly rested, we are able to get the maximum benefit from the way it works. If we don't have enough sleep, we don't get enough energy. And with energy, like anything, the defense or immune system needs energy to function properly. And so getting enough rest, getting at least 7, 8, 9 hours of sleep every night can be a huge, huge benefit to improving the ability of your immune or defense system to operate in a way that you want it to operate. Now, if we don't sleep enough, this has been shown to depress or suppress the immune or defense system. And what we saw in this study is that people who sleep less than 5 hours a day are more likely to have recurrent colds or flus than some people who sleep more. So get your sleep, make sure you get early nights, and this is also going to help you a lot in the long run. Now, as I said earlier, if you have any questions and you want to have a chat to us, please write down in the comments below or fill in the health survey on our website so that we can have a free 30-minute consultation with you. But I'd really like to thank you for watching this video because I think it's a really important topic to understand that we don't need to be on medication for the rest of our life. I think I'd really want to make that quite clear, is that so many people are seeing the benefits of a plant-based diet, and once they change to a plant-based diet, they're able to come off their medications and live a medication and symptom-free life, just as Shamiz has, and he's done it for 7 years now. So it's not just a fluke, and we need to realize that there is the possibility of doing that, and if you can, there's so many benefits. The medication that we are giving IBD patients today is quite strong, toxic medication that obviously affects our immune or defense system to the point where we're so much more susceptible to getting infected. So I hope this video has kind of opened your eyes to the fact that maybe you don't need to be on medication for the rest of your life, and maybe if you're able to switch over to a plant-based diet, and every little step's going to help. So making small steps or making big steps, if you're putting more plants into your diet, you are getting more fiber. If you're getting more fiber, you're going to help feed the good bacteria, because the good bacteria feed on fiber. So I'd like you to really consider shifting to a plant-based diet, and also thank you so much for watching and taking the time to be here with me today. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more videos like this, subscribe to this channel and click on that little bell notification icon so that you're informed of all our latest uploads. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below, and until next time, eat plants and lots of them.
This channel is about helping people who suffer from colitis. Drop me a comment below about your colitis experience, and go to my website High Carb Health for more info and a free 30-minute consultation. And don't forget, there most certainly is a life after colitis.